Welcome to the Butler Bar, where we serve motor oil and two-stroke mix. That was down rather good. Hope you're all doing well. I guess it's almost been a week since I put out my last video. I just figured I best put one out, and it's been stinking hot, and I've been playing super duper catch up around here, and I got a really good day today. I got everything I really wanted done, so now I can kind of focus on maybe turning the camera on a little bit more, and maybe we'll get some tree cutting filmed here soon. And I got to show you the wagon that we've been working on up at the farm here. She ain't pretty, but she'll work. Anyways, wanted to talk about this real quick. Giveaway that I'm going to be doing for the Canadian Vintage Chainsaw Hoarders. This one you'll only be able to get through the group, and I'm hoping that Jeff will keep at least 2 bags to put into his barbecue there to give away. And then the other one I was hoping he'd do is a keychain raffle. That's how they raffle off saws and whatnot through the group. Is you buy a keychain and there's a number on it. So this here, it's got a couple neat little items. You know, give her the garlic wedge. You know, a neat little a white Butler Outdoors Canada hat. Nice little tumbler. It's getting hot out, so you need some sort of insulated drinkage for your water or Gatorade, whatever you're drinking. And you know, gotta have the Bushman's secret weapon. We also have the Canadian Vintage Chainsaw Hoarders. I got 3 of them, so there's one for each grab bag. I mean, there's one for each of each there. Good old round file. Pen, scrunch, some gloves, you know, and a fancy little LED flashlight. Oh, and this is a neat little thing too. This is a Stanley pen screwdriver, so you get 4 different bits with the little guy. I mean, don't torque on it too much, she's only PVC, but it was cheap enough. I figured I'd put that in a grab bag for you, and you know, do something special for the Wards and the Chainsaw Hoarder group there, because they've been really kind to me, and I like to give back. As you all know, I like to create and give away, and that's for you guys. So, moving on, I'm going to show you my man cave. Okay, so just to give you guys a little perspective, right when you come down my stairs is where you get into my man cave. There's a hallway over there, and that's where our furnace room is. Then we have an office, and then there is a spare bedroom over here. All 3 rooms full of junk. This is the only half neat and tidy room when it's in the mix, and that's in there. Pretty good. And then we give away all our Christmas candies and leftover Triline to the visitors. You know, just a lot of quirky stuff on the walls here. You can see I went ahead and made something for myself. Of course I did. I think it looks kind of cool. But anyway, the bar I handmade. It's nothing special. This is kind of special. Though the top is old wood from a century home, so this is over 100-year-old pine that I put picks that I collected over the years in the top and stuff here, which I thought was kind of a neat idea, and I think it kind of held up all right. It's dirty. It needs a wash. Not much really in here. Mostly scotch. And the sides is all skid wood. That I kind of pulled off and put on there. My wife thinks it's too rough and wants me to finish it smooth, but I like the rustic look. Can you guys back me up on that? Mew likes it too. Mew's been sitting here since we moved. Anyway, and this is a heavy booger. I had this in my original studio, and when we took it out of here, 2 of us were sweating moving this thing. Anyway, see all these beautiful flowers on the corner. Well, you've got the old corner store, Lynn, thanks, and I mean, let's get some support out there, folks. I mean, you look at my beautiful town, and she's got her right decorated with flowers. Look at, she paid for all that. So I just went and gave her a 20, and if any of you folks out there are local and able to help out at the post office, they got a jar. And they're at her store. She's got a jar, and you can meet the lady and say thank you in person. I mean, if any of yous wanna send something to me in the mail, we can give her to her, or whatever the case. But let's hoorah for Lynn, man. That's pretty awesome for someone to go out of their way for the community like that. So you know what she's getting? She's definitely getting a cast of kindness right now. 125,000%. Here's our Technics record player. This is what we use most of the time. It's on these 2 tower speakers, but that's not the coolest thing. The coolest one is in the office here. And I'm trying to angle all the junk out. It's a mess in the office here. But this is my 1958 Telefunken. I'm the second owner of this. The original owner was my grandmother. It's an old tube radio, and boy, if she ever sound good. She plays all speed of records, you know, 33 or 45 or the 70 75. I can't remember what the other one is. 75 RPM or 72 RPM or something like that. Some of you older boys will know. But anyways, this an old German radio, man. She sound good. So, and we also have quite the collection of vinyl down here. You know, Buffalo Spring, Satriani, the Headcat. You know, there's a lot of really good stuff. And I mean, it's anything from Nazareth to, you know, John Cocker to Guess Who. I mean, you might find some Hank Snow in here or Fats Domino. Quite the selection. I really enjoy our records. And it's really hot, so this is a nice little place to come down in the afternoon, sit in front of a fan, and throw one of these tube speakers on and get after it. I do have a percussion kit, and I do know how to play it. Not that great, you know. I'm no John Bonham or anything like that, but you know what? I guess a bunch of you are probably sitting there on the other side of the screen saying, "Well, let's see you. Let's get after one of these things. Pick up the tunes here." Okay. Well, let's start with the ukulele. So this is my little ukulele was given to me many moons ago when I was in high school by a teacher, a music teacher, Mr. Rothenberg. Thanks, buddy. And I still have it. Anyways, like I said, I'll play it. I'll rack it out. I mean, there are a few ukulele chords that I know that are pretty transferable into a few other instruments, but ukulele is a neat little instrument. The fella there, just second from the end, George Harrison, big fan of ukuleles. If you look into him, it was something that his family used to break out after dinner. They'd all play their little ukuleles. So don't underestimate your ukulele. It's a serious little instrument. Okay. So before I get to going here, let me just remind you, this isn't my forte so much. I'm not even that great with string instruments. I just have this around for my guests, so we have a full band to jam with. It's kind of nice there. I know some pretty good percussionists. A couple of my friends are fairly skookum, but me not so much. But I do like this little kit. It's a little pearl maple shell kit that I put new skins on and shined up and fixed up a little bit. And I got the Meinl Streamer vintage hi-hat, which it's a pretty skookum little hi-hat, but even the guys that come and play here quite enjoy this. And then the Sapien B8, nothing special for the crash and ride, and then a little Meinl HCS for my sploosh. And it works. We make noise with it. Anyways, I'll go ahead and give her a bang. Just remember, I'm not that great at this, so don't laugh at me, huh? And I'll try not to get too carried away, but I've been known for, once I get in the groove, you kind of have a little bit of fun, right? You know, so, anyways. I'm gonna have to cut some of that. I think I played a while. Like I said, can't get carried away. Even though I like to do it, I like to play.
Here's my big boy amp, my PV Valve King 2x12. This here's a 100-watt valve amp. And if you don't know the difference between valve and solid state, it's the glowy tubes in the back there. And I find you get a warmer, more drivier sound out of a valve amp versus a solid state. Now, the best way I can describe this is, funny enough, it's like steam power horsepower versus gasoline engine horsepower. The steam power horsepower, I mean, a 12 horsepower steam engine, you know, is like a 100 horsepower car engine. You know, it's just got so much more torque. So it's kind of same thing with these valve amps. So just a lot of bottom end. Anyways, let's fire it up and make some noise with her. We'll probably use my my baby blue Strat. This one's my favorite. So these old birds, you just gotta flick them on, and you have your standby. I usually just turn that on while the valves are warming up. You'll hear it hum up as she gets to, just because they have to warm up to run. So that's just the funny thing about old valve amps. There, you can hear she's coming to now. I put quite a bit of crunch on there, so there's always feedback. Okay, so I've got her all tuned up, but my tube started to hum away again. I'm gonna have to change those, but I threw it on standby just so she's quiet, so I can just give you a gist of the thing here. It's a rosewood fingerboard, which they don't make those anymore because rosewood's getting kind of be a precious wood, with a maple neck, and it's a maple body on this here. But anyways, I flicked it over into the bridge position, and we'll flick this on here, and I'll play a little diddle for you. Just a little bit of simple blues, nothing fancy, but you get the gist of the setup. You know, I really enjoy this thing. It's kind of nice and hard rock. So here we go. Just nothing special, something simple.